welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today we are going to be doing a little bit of a DIY, a little bit of a makeover, transforming, giving our fireplace a little bit of loving. It just needs a little bit of updating to go into our nearly finished but not quite furnished, pretty decorated living room. Today's job is to give it a nice undercoat, thick paint, and then I have still got to decide what colour we're painting it. I think the colour of the walls would match quite nicely. Finished undercoating the fireplace and the base that is next to me here, so that's all done. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and then we're gonna get painting, but in all honesty I will probably do that tomorrow, and it is time for lunch and I'm very excited. However, I am covered in paint. I've got paint all on my hands, I've got it on my arms, I've got it on my socks, I've got it on the bottom of my t-shirt, I've got it on my tracksuit bottoms, just little splodges of paint everywhere, and I'm not quite sure how, because I don't think I'm a very messy person, but obviously when it comes to being creative and doing bits and bobs, I'm like an organised mess. So I need to go get all this paint off of me. Welcome back to day 2 of my fireplace adventures. So yesterday we gave it an undercoat and we painted it. It's actually dried up pretty well. It does look a little patchy in certain places, but I think that's just where the wood is naturally a little bit darker than other bits. But anyway, I've given it an undercoat and it's all dry and it's all ready now to do a bit of painting with. We had a lot of paint left over from the walls, so we are going to use that, so it's going to sort of be the same greyish colour that is on our walls. It's going to be the fireplace, which is going to be interesting to paint because it's probably going to look the same colour. But yes, basically I'm just doing a lot of painting today, so let's get on with that. Finished my first coat. I think we're gonna have to do a second coat, but I actually really like it. It does look patchy at the moment, but that's because I've literally just finished painting it and some of it's starting to dry. Because we done the undercoat yesterday and I done the undercoat quite thick, I think once it's dry it's gonna look okay. I might not need to do a second coat. I don't know, I might not. I haven't decided yet, but I will let you know when it gets to it. Good work today. Oh, don't touch wet paint. Brilliant. Well, that's done for today. Today's job has been ticked off. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Day 4 of the fireplace adventures, and today I'm going to be sorting out the hardboard backing for the fireplace. We had one before, but if you'd seen from a previous clip, it had a massive hole cut out and that was no good for us. So I've got a massive piece of board that I'm sitting on and I'm going to cut out the back to go on the fireplace. This is going to be interesting because I'm going to be using a Stanley knife. So fine. He's currently just changing the blade on the Stanley knife that we're using to cut the board. But I thought I'd just come in and say I am giving it a good go and I am doing quite well, and this requires a lot of strength because the board is actually quite thick. So I think in the end I'm gonna carry on doing it, but I do think I'm gonna have to call in the big guns and ask for Dad's man muscle just to make the final push through. I'll do all the groundwork and he can just do a few little make him feel better. But yeah, it's a little bit more difficult and a little bit more, thank you very much, more what's the word?
Labour intensive than you thought.
That's the one. It's just, yeah. It's hard work, but I am glad that I am doing it. A, because it's given me something to do, and B, because I'm hoping that it's going to look pretty good once it's done, and then I can sit there and go, I'm proud of that, I've done that. We're all about honesty here, and I'm not going to pretend that I've done it all by myself, because it is actually quite difficult to do, but I'm doing the majority of it on my own. Anyway, I'm going to carry on now. So my board has all been cut. My next step is to paint it, and I think I'm going to paint this one the colour of the darker grey, which is the colour of the alcoves, so it all ties in onto the brick wall. And fingers crossed, it's going to look lovely. The last day of my fireplace adventures, and we are doing the assembly part today. I've got to put the screws into the back of the board, and then I've got to pop the other board into the base, and then we're popping them both together and we'll put it in place, and it's going to look lovely. I'm going to start with the screws. I've got to make the pilot holes first and then screw it in, and there's no power tools involved, so we're all okay. I'm doing it by good old elbow grease. So let's get on with that and let's finish this DIY. We are at the end of the video and at the end of my DIY transformation, upcycling of my fireplace, and actually I think it came out pretty well considering it started like this and it ended like this, and it was just these little hands that done the majority of the work. I actually think it looks pretty decent. So I decided to use the light grey, which is the main colour on most of our walls in the living room, to be like the outside of the fireplace, and then I've used the darker grey, which is in the alcoves, to be the base and the back of the fireplace. So I've tied basically the colours of the living room onto the fireplace, onto the chimney breast wall, but I'm hoping that we can get maybe a vase of like some big pampas grass display or something along those lines to tie in with the oak furniture, because obviously we've got those either side of the fireplace. I thought having like the browns and the nudes and the creams in a big vase in the middle of the fireplace would just tie all of that in together in one sort of neat little bow, but that won't come until we finished the rest of the living room, because we've still got a new sofa to get and we've got the floors to do and some other like little decoration bits and bobs that need adding and changing. So if anyone knows where I can get any pampas grass from that I don't have to pay through the nose for, please let me know. But altogether I think I've done pretty well with the DIY transformation of my fireplace. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you did like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel and you want to be subscribed to catch more of my content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all soon for another video. Much love, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Bye.